Today's video is about when we combine like terms and solve equations together in one. This is also called solving multi-step equations. Let's take a look at a few of them right now. 3a plus 7a equals 80. But right as you look at that, you can see, well, we have a 3a and a 7a together. Those are like terms. So we can combine them. 3a plus 7a, that equals 10a, right? And that still all equals 80. So we've just simplified our equation. And remember that 10a equals 80 simply means 10 times what number equals 80. And remember, to solve these type of equations, we do the opposite. So the opposite of multiply is divide. So in order to find a, we have to divide 80 by 10, and a equals 8. And that's our solution. Right? We combine like terms, and then we use our knowledge about equations to continue the process and solve for a. Let's look at this equation here. Very similar. 20w minus 9w equals 33. Again, those right there are like terms. We can combine them. In this case, we can subtract 20 minus 9, or 20w minus 9w. That's 11w. And that still equals 33. We simplified our equation, and it's still a multiplication equation, which we need to now divide by 11. So in order to find what w is, we divide 33 by 11, and we get 3, and that's our solution. The same thing happens when we get a little bit more complex, like this equation here. As we can see, we have some variable terms and we have some constant terms now. Well, we can see that we have a 12c and a negative 2c. Well, again, those are our like terms. We can combine them. 12c minus 2c, 10c. We've combined those like terms. But what about negative 4 or minus 4? Well, there's no other constants to combine, no other numbers, so we just keep it. And it still equals 46. So I did nothing to the other side yet. I just simplified and combined my like terms. And now look at our equation. Much simpler to look at. But now we see that we have a minus 4. And the opposite of that now is add 4. So now we need to do 46 plus 4 in order to get our 10c. Right? So we get our plus 4 there. And now our 10c equals 50. And just like in previous equations, that means 10 times what number? So the opposite of multiply is divide. So 50 divided by 10, c equals 5. And that's our solution. Even when they look a little bit more complicated like this. Let's look at these. Well, now we can see we have a 5n and a minus 3n. Those are like terms. They're both variable expressions of n. But we also see a plus 8 and a minus 7. Those are also constant terms. They are like terms. So now when I combine these, I can combine the 5n and the minus 3n to 2n. And I can combine the positive 8 and the negative 7. The 8 minus 7. Well, 8 minus 7 is 1. So there's my plus 1. And I still equal negative 9. And now look at my equation. So much simpler to look at. So now let's continue. Well, when you see we have a plus 1, remember the plus 1, the opposite of add is subtract. So I must do 9 minus 1 to continue the equation here. So now 2n equals 9 minus 1, which is not what? 8. 9 minus 1 is 8. And remember that 2n means 2 is multiplying. So I divide 8 by 2, and I get n equals 4. And that's my solution. So let's go practice these and see how easy they can be. Thanks for watching. See you next time.